Well, good afternoon. No, it's not morning. I missed it this morning. We did have more internet issues. So that being said, welcome to my home. My name is Melody. And today what we're going to be doing is making a Betty Crocker Impossible Coconut Pie. It's from a 1976 cookbook made from the Betty Crocker Bisquick cookbook. I showed you a few videos back, the book. I'll bring it out again before we finish up this video so you can see exactly what it looks like. It has amazing older recipes in it that I think you'll get a lot of fun out of. We're also going to do a simple and easy chocolate sauce that we're going to drizzle on our pie once it's cooled down. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. And I hope you join me making our Betty Crocker Impossible Coconut Pie with hot fudge sauce. Okay, so our pie is so simple, it's hard to make a video out of it. That's why I decided to go ahead and make the hot fudge sauce to go with it. Let me go over the ingredients and just how easy it is, because it's just throwing all the ingredients into a blender for 30 seconds and putting it in your pie. The first thing you want to do is set your oven to a 350 to preheat. Now what I did, I'm taking a 9-inch pie plate, but I also sprinkled a little bit extra coconut in the bottom, and I put it in the oven while it was preheating just to toast it slightly. I've made this pie numerous times over the years, and I just like this little extra coconut, the toasted coconut in this. You'll see why once it's done. So we'll set that to the side. We have 4 whole eggs. We have 3/4 cup of sugar, a cup of shredded coconut sweetened. We have a 1/4 cup of melted butter. We have a 1/2 cup of Bisquick. Now, you do not have to use Bisquick. You can use all-purpose flour, but you're going to have to adjust that with a little bit more shortening. And I can give that to you a little later. And then 2 cups of whole milk. And in this milk, I put 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So, all we have to do with all of this is, if I can get this off, that is. There we go. My daughter gave this blender to me, and I've only used it a couple of times. So let's go ahead and get our eggs in there. There's 4 eggs. Now, my trick for the eggs is, if you're just taking them out of the refrigerator, put them in some hot water, warm water, for about 10 minutes to bring them to room temperature. Okay, we're going to put our 2 cups of milk along with our vanilla, our 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And let's go ahead and put our sugar in there. You don't want to make this too overly sweet by adding more sugar, and I'll tell you why. Because the coconut's already sweetened, and you're going to end up with a pie that's just really too sweet. Okay, let's go ahead and put our flour in. Our coconut. And our melted butter, and that's it. Let's go ahead and get this. Like I said, I've only used this one. This is a Ninja blender that my daughter gave me. I can't find my other blender. I don't know what I did with it. I haven't used it in so long because I use a food processor usually. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this blended. I know, Andy. Here he goes. I know. Go ahead and pulse it a little bit first and then get into the blending. Let me see what that looks like. I know, it's okay. Get a spoon. It's quiet, guys. Oh yeah, it's fine. You don't want to overdo it because you're gonna mix, you're gonna pulverize your coconut. Okay, I had to turn this off because the dogs were howling. I couldn't even hear myself think, and I hate to yell at them because that's just what they do. So we've got our mixture. We're gonna put it in our pan over our coconut. All we do is just pour it in here. There we go. It makes quite a bit. And this has to, bake at 350 for up to 55 minutes. So here again, we're going to put this on a cookie sheet because chances of it, boiling over is great. So let's just be careful. Okay, guys, look, there we go. Let me put some tin foil on top of this cookie sheet. You guys getting hungry? Huh? There we go. And I'll put this all together in the oven because I know if I put it on there now, I'm going to end up spilling it. Whoops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rosie. Rosie's a scaredy cat when it comes to noise. Okay. Have our beautiful coconut pie. Whoa. Be careful, Andy. Okay. So we'll set that for 45 minutes, and then I'll keep checking on it. Okay, don't do what I just did. That pie plate that I put my coconut filling in, when I went to put it into the oven, I spilled it all over my cookie sheet. So what I did, I got another pie plate out that is a deep dish, and I just poured everything into that, and that's in the oven now. I just couldn't go on with it in that pie plate with that big mess in there. So if you're going to make this, put it in a deeper dish pie plate or a 10-inch. The one that I was using is a 9-inch. It should have been a 10-inch if I was going to use that style. But what I did was use a deep dish that's 2 inches high. It's still a 9-inch, but it's just higher. So, okay, so let's go on with this. What we're going to do here is make our sauce. And according to this is a Betty Crocker sauce as well. And the ingredients is a half a cup of cocoa unsweetened, a cup of sugar, and I put the little pinch of salt in that, a half a cup of cold water. I'm using milk. I've made this before. I like the milk. And then in the milk, I put a teaspoon of vanilla. The only other thing that I'm doing with this is I found with this particular sauce, so it's not as thin as it can be, I add half of a bag of chocolate chips. You can use peanut chocolate chips, vanilla chocolate chips. You can do, whatever flavorings you want. But this is milk chocolate chips. It just makes a really nice sauce, and it lasts forever in the refrigerator. So all we're going to do is just whisk together the cocoa and the sugar, which we're going to do right now. Let's go ahead and get our pot turned up. Now this is just regular cocoa, nothing fancy about it. Of course, they want you to use all the fancy cocos. Okay, let me get my whisk. This isn't going to do it. I love my my whisk. So let's just mix that in there dry for now. That off of there before it gets hot. Go ahead and turn it up. Okay, so that's whisked in. Then we're going to put our half a cup of milk. And you can use water. You can even use whipping cream. You can use half and half. Now what I'm going to do, we're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to simmer it. I'll read the directions to you so you know exactly. In a cold saucepan, whisk together the cocoa and sugar. Add the salt and the water and bring to a boil. I used milk. And then you reduce it to simmer, stirring constantly for about 30 seconds, and it's done. Then I'm just going to put it in a quart jar when it's done. But once it's done, coming to a boil and simmering for that 30 seconds or so, that's when I'm going to add my cocoa, or I'm sorry, my chocolate chips. So what I'm going to do is bring you over here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so as you can see, let me bring this over. As you can see, we got a simmer. So we're going to simmer this. I hope you can see that. We're going to simmer this a little while longer. It's been simmering about 15 seconds. So we're going to simmer it another 15, 20 seconds. We're going to turn it off the heat. And then we're going to add our chocolate chips in there and then put it in our jar. Make sure your jar is a heat-safe jar. I use a canning jar. Believe it or not, there's a lot of jars out there that you wouldn't think couldn't hold hot liquid. They can't. It will just burst on you. And even these canning jars, sometimes, you know, I just think, Okay, so we're going to cut the heat back. I'm going to take it off the heat. Like so. Okay. Now you can leave it just like this and put it in your jar. But you can try both ways. I just got into the habit of putting my chocolate chips because it changes the consistency of it after it's cooled, and then you warm it up to put it on desserts, ice cream, or whatever. It just has another depth of flavor. And you can also, to go one step further, you can put peanut butter in this and have a chocolate peanut butter sauce. That's really good. And I've done that. And when making ice cream, I drizzle it in as ice cream is making, and it is really good. It makes like a rocky road. Now those chips are completely melted, and it cooled down our sauce. Look at that. Hey, can you see that? It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get my spatula too. I want to make sure I get the side scraped down. Okay. Let's go ahead and just be careful. This is extremely hot. Do not burn yourself. It's not worth that. See what I mean about my spatula? And you got to work kind of quick because as this cools, it gets really thick and it's hard to work with. So let's try to get as much out of here as possible. See? Now we'll give you almost a quart. Something, get the rest of this out because I don't want to waste any of it. And there you have it. I just got it in my hair. Great. See? It's really pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do, oh my goodness, it's good. I'm just going to put a lid on it. I'm going to let it come to room temperature, and then I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator. Okay, so with this particular sauce, you can refrigerate it, but you can also, when you got to use it, take it out, zap it in the microwave, and thin it out a little bit more. You can even add a little bit of milk to it. I wouldn't the whole thing, just take a little bit out and add whatever you're going to add to it, and then put it on ice cream, cakes, cookies. You can dip eclairs in this, which I'm going to use this for this weekend. So the pie is still in the oven. It's got another 20 minutes to go. So when that pie is done, I'll bring you back. Okay, our pie is still in the oven. But what I wanted to do, we had a few minutes here, I wanted to show you this Bisquick book. I know I showed it in a past video, but I'm sure there's people out there that either don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about this book, or may be interested in it. This is the book, and I know you're going to see this backwards, but it says Bisquick. And it's Betty Crocker's Bisquick cookbook. And this thing is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. I mean, just look at how it's laid out. I'm flabbergasted at how beautiful this book is. I've tried many of the recipes that are in here, and they're all good. I was, surprised at the book, surprised at the recipes. This has a foreword on it of 1976. And I want to tell you, I mean, I would love to send you a link on where I got it, but in all honesty, I can't remember. I've had it for so long. But I do think that if you Google, well, you can Google, it's Betty Crocker's Bisquick Cookbook. That's the name of it. And it's down at the bottom, all your Bisquick favorites in one great cookbook. And the back of it looks just like this. So what you might want to do, you could try going on Amazon and putting in there old cookbooks or Betty Crocker cookbooks. I'm going to try to do that a little later today. And if I can pull this up, I'll let you know, and I'll try to send a link in the description. Now, about the description of why I haven't been able to put much in that, my internet goes in and out, in and out, in and out. And anytime I put anything, any length of anything, hence my videos, sometimes you see me clicking off, it's because my internet goes down and I have to cut it off real quick or I lose it. So anytime I try to type in anything of any length, my internet will cut off or buffer, and I lose all of that. I don't know how many times and how many videos that have been wasted or discarded because of those issues. It's not an excuse. I mean, this has been going on since last October when we switched from cable to fiber optics. But I don't want to dwell on that. That's the reason right now things are the way they are. You can always email me or send me on your comments, send me your email, and I will gladly send you whatever it is you want. My email is my name, Melody Goss, MELODYGOSS77@gmail.com. Don't hesitate to ask or to email me, because I'll be glad to send you whatever information that I have that you might be interested in. So we'll wait for the pie to get done, and then I'll bring it back. I'm over the moon about this pie. The house smells wonderful. It was in the oven exactly 55 minutes. It's starting to even cool down and, sink a little bit because it was real puffy, but I want to show this pie to you. Isn't that just beautiful? That's our coconut pie. See? Of course, I can't cut into it. Now, this is along the same premise as a coconut custard pie. So treat it as such. You're going to need to refrigerate this after it cools down. Of course, once you have it for dinner or whatever. But we're going to let it cool down for at least an hour. In the meantime, while it's cooling down. Oh, and I wanted to show you also. Let me show this to you. The pie plate I put it in. See? That's a deep dish pie plate. I ended up putting it in. That Pyrex ware was just not big enough to hold the filling. So just be aware of that if you go to make this. Okay, so we're gonna let this cool. In the meantime, I'm gonna take the dogs outside and I want to show you my bananas. So follow me. Okay, there's the dogs. Hi guys. They've been helping me in the kitchen, so they're out now in the backyard. Look how long my grass has gotten. We've had nothing but rain all week, and I am so happy that we've had all this rain because it was so dry and it's been so hot. But there they are. The grass gets mowed tomorrow. Okay, let me go show you the bananas. Show you some of my plants while I'm at it. It's really not too bad out here. It's late evening, or late afternoon, not evening. Okay. Look at this. Can you see them? This banana tree. Let me get in here. I don't want to hurt them. See? Look at that. I wish I could. I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt there you go. There you go. So that's my bananas. And here's my yard. And there's my little doggies. I love my doggies. There they are. I want you to meet Gallagher, my cat. I don't think you've ever met him. He's a rag doll. He's 16 years old. And he's a sweetie pie. Hey, Gallagher. Okay, so our pie is cooled. Cooled enough. It's still warm, but it's cooled enough. I think we can slice into it. Let me show it to you. Ah, a little hot on the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? Here's your pie plate, deep dish. We're gonna cut a small slice. Oh yeah, we're good. I don't want to cut too big of a piece because then I'll eat it. Okay, let's get our. Oh, look at that. It's stunning. Oh my goodness. And that little bit on the bottom that we put in there and toasted. Oh. There you go. And of course you can put whipped cream, ice cream, and today we're putting homemade chocolate fudge sauce. And it still is very warm. So not a lot because this stuff is powerful. It packs a punch. So let's just put a little dollop there on that. Oh my goodness. Talk about decadent. Oh my. Whipped cream though really tastes good with this. I can't wait to try this. Here, let me touch you with and of course we can make this pretty, drizzle on top. But I found with, especially the custard pies, when you do that and then you try to hold it either in the refrigerator or out on the counter, it just gets so sloppy that it's just not fun to eat. So let's go ahead and try this. Put a little bit of chocolate on my spoon. Oh, guys. This tastes like an almond joy bar. Yes, it does. It is phenomenal. Please give this a try. You will not regret it. You saw how little preparation was involved. The longest time was just in the oven for 55 minutes on 350 in a preheated oven. With just things that you have on hand. So try to give this a try. And I also want to throw a shout out to several people who have contacted me via my email, which is melodygoss77@gmail.com, in regards to chronic illnesses and what they've faced over the years. Everybody has a backstory. Nobody's ordinary. And sometimes it just helps, to talk about what you go through in your daily lives. I find it just so reassuring myself to be able to do this YouTube channel and share some of the behind closed doors situations that go on in my own life. And what I did today, I took you outside and showed you my bananas that are growing, and my kitty cat, Gallagher, who's 16 years old, a rag doll, and a little bit about my little dogs, Andy and Rosie. I want to thank you, immensely from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to come into your home and for you to stop by mine. It is just a privilege. And it allows me, in my situation, an outlet to show you what I do and how I live. So with that being said, please, if you like the videos that I upload, please hit the like button or subscribe if you so desire. And I would so much appreciate it. It does help the channel grow, and I'm hoping to develop a little bit more of a format and try to get past the internet issues that we're having. Hopefully that will happen sooner than later. But again, if there's anything that I can do for you, don't hesitate to contact me either through YouTube or through my email. With that, I'm hoping to see you again tomorrow. I have something planned that I want to give a try that I've never done before myself, but I've been looking into it and looking at the recipe. So hopefully everything will work out to where I can do another video tomorrow for you. So you take care of yourself, your friends, your family, and those that you love. And please be kind to one another and check on your neighbors, because you never know what goes on behind those closed doors and who may need you and who someday you may need them. So with that being said, I want to say goodbye, and you have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.